Chapter 13. Meeting the General. How is she? It's been 2 hours before your departure and yet Thea is still sleeping peacefully. Is she under a spell? Queen Anya asked. Yes, your majesty. I put her to force sleep and erase her memories about last night meeting the goddess before she disappeared. Sebastian said. Why did you do that? Queen Lyra said. I need to take her pain of what she experienced last night. She experiences too much emotion that will ruin her. Sebastian said. As a goddess guardian, I will protect her even if I risk my life. I was born for her. Sebastian uttered. The two queens stayed in silence. You're the first guardian of a goddess. I never heard of it. Queen Lyra stated. Because I was born with a curse that I will be a servant to a goddess. He said. I should take my leave. Queen Anya said and left the room. You can find me in the palace garden. Others from your team are already ready to leave. Wake the mistress. Queen Lyra said and exited the room. I was left in the room staring at this woman in her bed peacefully sleeping. I walked towards her and tried to wake her up. The sunlight entered the room. I opened my eyes and looked at my surroundings. I can feel someone is staring at me. I saw no one. I was about to stand up from my bed when the door opened and Sebastian walked inside. Finally, you're awake. Sebastian said to me. What time is it? I asked him. It's time to leave and head to the South Kingdom. Get dressed. Everyone is ready. Sebastian uttered. Okay. I'll be ready. I replied and closed the door. I grabbed a green floral long dress and a white boots. I walked down towards the palace front door and saw everyone was already ready yet busy talking to each other. You look lovely, Thea, the princess of South. Aurora declared and smiled at me. Thanks. I replied and walked towards the queen. We will leave now. Queen Lyra from South uttered and gave a hug to the Queen of North. Don't lose hope, Lyra. Thea is already here to help you. Queen Lyra remarked. I will not. I'm not weak. I'm a queen after all. Queen Lyra said and smiled. Take care of all of you. The Queen of North uttered as she waved her hand a goodbye. We will be your majesty. Others said in unison. Use the portal ball that the headmaster gives to you, Thea. Queen Lyra reminded me. Yes, your majesty. I replied. I grabbed the portal ball from my bag and looked at them. The queen noted and I threw the ball to the ground, creating a portal to the South Kingdom. Queen Lyra walked inside it and I followed. South Pillar Kingdom. We arrived at the South Kingdom Royal Garden. I looked around me and saw beautiful flowers planted around it. There's a waterfall around the corner of the garden. I have a statue at the center who I don't know. Or maybe that statue makes the garden more classy to look at. I heard a child's voice shouting at a 14-year-old girl running towards us. Your Majesty, you're back. She said and bowed her head. Welcome to South Pillar Kingdom, our beloved guest. She cheerfully said and handed us a flower garland. Wow, I never went here. This place is wonderful. I heard Kayla uttered. Yep, I agree. Do you have cherry blossoms here? Princess Zari asked the queen. Yes, we have. Every spring plant will be found in our kingdom. She said. Let's go inside. The queen stated and I saw a lot of maids and palace staff standing in a line as we walked inside the castle. How's your visit in the North Kingdom, your majesty? The 14-year-old girl asked the queen. I will answer your question, young lady, once you introduce yourself. She commanded. Sorry. Hi, our beloved guest. I'm the king's niece. I'm Janica Starbloom. The only daughter of chief in our town is Kane Starbloom. She uttered. Wow, I love your energy. Aurora said and laughed. Do you love plants? Let's go, I will take you to my garden in the town. Janica said. You can take everyone with you, Janica, expected of this lady. The queen pointed at me. Janica nodded and smiled happily at them. Sebastian, Frank, Aurora and others followed the girl and left the palace. I'm not alone with the queen. Far from the hallway we are walking, there's a room with the presence of a person. I gaze at the queen silently walking gracefully with her long gown. Let's go to my son's office, she said. But the king needed the cure already, for your majesty. I insist. The healers from the kingdom will take care of him. I already instructed them what to do. We will see the king later after the meeting, she said. Okay, your majesty, I replied. The queen, in her usually radiant face etched with grim determination. She knocked on the door and it opened after that. As I walked inside, I saw a man in his general's uniform, impeccably pressed, stood rigidly to attention, while another man sitting opposite to him is wearing a commander's attire. The reports are confirmed. The Queen Lyra, her voice low and controlled, a significant enemy force is massing south of Eldoria. The traitors report about the king's illness. It was a calculated distraction. We've intercepted coded messages, your majesty. They're expecting a weakened response, a disorganized defense. They believe the king's illness has crippled our ability to respond effectively. A man said, who is wearing a general's uniform. Who is she? The man asked. I'm Thea's son, the chosen warrior. I formally introduced myself in front of them. It's nice to meet you, Ms. Thea. I'm Orion Stargaze, the crown prince of this kingdom. Come take a seat. A man wearing a commander's uniform was uttered. This man beside me is Prince Eric Sunray, the crown prince of the North Kingdom. Orion added. Orion stopped pacing, his expression grim. Their advance is too swift, too coordinated. We suspect inside help, someone feeding them intelligence about our troop movements and supply lines. This is not just a military threat, it's a calculated attack on the very heart of our kingdom. We must respond decisively, and we must respond swiftly. The queen replied. Ulrich spoke, his voice measured. My warriors are ready, your majesty. We can launch targeted strikes against their supply lines, disrupt their advance, but we need to know the full extent of their forces, their strategy. Orion nodded with concern. My armies are prepared to defend the border, but a prolonged siege could deplete our resources. We need to beat their momentum before they can establish a strong foothold. I leaned forward, my eyes meeting theirs. I propose a bold strategy. I will personally lead the defense in the south. My presence on the front lines will boost the morale of our troops, and it will send a clear message to the enemy. We are not weak, we are not divided. Your Majesty, that is far too dangerous. Ulrich said and looked at Her Majesty. My presence will inspire them, and it will force the enemy to reconsider their strategy. Besides, she added with a steely glint in her eye, I'm not afraid to fight for my kingdom. Thea said, remain unshaken. After a moment of stunned silence, Ulrich and Orion exchanged a look. They knew arguing was futile. The queen's decision was made. The three leaders, despite their initial disagreements, worked together, their combined military expertise creating a formidable plan of action. The fate of the kingdom, it seemed, rested not only on their military prowess but on the queen's unwavering courage and determination. I fight for my kingdom. I fight for my people, I said. Prince Ulrich and Prince Orion looked at me confused, stunned and admiration in their eyes. I might look weak inside the academy for knowing nothing. But battle and war, I am a monster than the creatures in this realm for them to imagine.